It's impossible through words to describe what is necessary to those who do not know what horror means. Horror. Horror has a face, and you must make a friend of horror. Horror and moral terror are your friends. If they are not, then they are enemies to be feared. Horror. Horror.
Let's go. How many dudes you know roll like this? How many dudes you know flow like this? Not many, if any. Not many, if any. How many crews you know got the skills to go and rock a show like this? I don't know anybody. What we would've given to get people to listen. Guess they hadn't heard the calling and they couldn't see the vision. We be 10 deep in the kitchen, kicking free, spitting written. Even back then you could tell the flavor's different. Gotta eat right, you don't know the way that we ride.
Well, welcome back, guys. And first off, thanks so much for the great feedback, the comments, the amount of likes for the last video of the mock-up and everything. I thought that video would probably do pretty good, but it's just gone crazy, and well, for me crazy anyway. The amount of views, I don't know, I think the last time I looked at it was about 9,000. So, and I've got a bunch, I think I've almost doubled subscribers. So, but what I'm really blown away with was the positive feedback. I really didn't think it would get that sort of feedback. I thought it would be a bit of positive, a bit of negative. Like some guys going, yeah, they love it because I like it. But other guys going, what the hell are you doing? So, but there was none of that really. It was almost 100% positive. And what can I say? I'm pretty overwhelmed. I've tried to answer as many comments as I could, and yeah, it's totally unexpected. So hopefully the new subscribers will stick with it. Unfortunately, unless you go back and look at the previous videos, most of the body's done now, and it's now into the fiddly stuff. It's not for me. This car, as I said in previous videos, is not about just now bolting everything on. Everything that goes on this car will be modified in some way or another. I'm after lightweight, simplification, and custom touches here and there, but whilst maintaining the stock sort of appearance, I suppose you could say. I think the Ford pretty much got it right with this car. I've only just, messed around the edges. So once again, thanks very much. Like I said, it's been very overwhelming. I'm glad everybody likes it. It probably wouldn't have changed anything. Even if I thought you all hated it, I would have done this anyway. Just because that's what I'm building this specifically for myself. Not meant to be a show car. I'm not a show car sort of guy. I don't even really have any friends really that are into cars. I pretty much just do my own thing. As you can see, I do it in my garage, and I try and do everything myself, especially with this build. It's going to be a long termer. I still got another couple of years in this car, and I'm waffling now and rambling. But yeah, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Okay, I've progressed on the wiring harness. I've really found, even though I went through the old harness, tracing wires and everything, it really wasn't that much help in the end, except reminding me what I need and what I don't need. But this harness is going to be so much more different. It's not really going to be relevant anymore. So I mean, I've got two factory manuals here, XB and XA, and my car is a September 73 build, XA, so I was right on the changeover XA, XB, so even the wiring harness is a bit of a mixture. A couple of different colours didn't line up, so I had to go on both of them. But really, I'm starting from scratch, and yeah, just made up the harness, just using some rope, different thicknesses, just to just get my lengths right and everything, because I'm not running it in the stock locations. I want to hide the wiring a bit, which I'll show you in a minute. Moto Gadget PCM or whatever it's called, PDU or power control module I'm using, which if you didn't see the last episode, it's from a motorbike. But on a basic car harness, it works fine. I mean, even if you had a fuel injected motor and everything, because that's all separate, you could probably still run one of these with the rest of the car. It only becomes an issue if you've got lots of accessories like electric windows, air conditioning, all that sort of drama, stereos and all that sort of stuff. And it still might work, I don't know. But this will do me. But the thing is I just glanced over the wiring. They give you a basic wiring diagram, and it was a bit of a concern because one side had, because this is your fuse box basically. It digitally watches the current, and if it goes too high, it trips it out. So it's basically your fuse box, but no fuses. So the positives coming out went straight to the whatever it was powering, headlights, blinkers, whatever. And the switch was on the other side. So your blinker switch, headlight switch, wiper switch, whatever was on the other side, which worried me a bit because I thought all that's going to be live, the wires running to the switches and everything, which it probably is in the main car as well, but in the old loom. But then I looked at the wiring diagram a bit closer, and it's actually negative earth. Well, I mean, the shell's negative earth, the feed out is positive, but the feed in is negative. So from the switch, from one side of the switch goes to ground, the other side of the switch goes into the unit. So ground, headlight switch in, then positive out to your headlight. This freaked me out a bit. I thought, what the hell's going on here? I had to go on YouTube and have a bit of a look. But in essence, once I got it straight in my head, I realised it was brilliant. So it just picks up a negative ground signal, and then switches the positive on, because you run a cable from your battery, a 40 amp, that connects to this with a fuse in it at the battery, and that powers everything out. So the unit actually picks up the negative input, the ground, switched ground input, and switches that positive over to whatever the accessory is, lights, blinkers, whatever, which is brilliant, because that is going to simplify the wiring harness tenfold, you know. Yeah, so after me freaking out a little bit, I realised it's brilliant. It's really brilliant. So it's going to make everything easy, and everything that is going into it runs off ground anyway. So there's no way that can arc out or cause a fire or burn out or anything, because if a wire rubs through or the switch is faulty or it gets bridged or something like that, it's just going to turn it on. It's not going to actually start a fire. So, and the positive that does run out is all monitored by this unit for current. So really good, really good. Happy with that. Okay, the other thing is, I've gotten so far with the harness. I've made up the rope mock-up, but I'm going to leave it here with the harness. I don't want to be building the harness and then realizing I've forgotten something later on and having to add to it. So what I really need to do is get the dash sorted out. With the gauges and everything like that, I really sort of need the motor in as well, or just dummy it up, but not while it's on the rotisserie, so to get those wire lengths right. So I've got the bulk of it done, and then the rest will come, and once I've got it all figured out, then I'll wire it all up. It won't be hard. And this I'll just put back in a box because it's just a friggin' nightmare, really. So they're my leads so far. What I intend to do is put that in behind here. So I've got the, it's a little cover. It's actually an air vent for the air conditioned models. I'm going to make that a door, hinged one way or the other. Just put that down. So yeah, it'll just open up, whatever way, and that will sit in behind here, and easy access, because you can diagnose faults from the unit itself or from your phone, because it Bluetooths your phone. So yeah, and it shits me that that manufacturers put bloody fuse boxes up under the dash, because I'm not getting any younger and that really hurts. So yeah, I've got the wiring harness going through. It goes up through here. So, and then for the lights, so all my blinkers and light, I'm going to feed it up along here. That keeps the loom out of the engine bay altogether. So there's no loom, no messy loom running along here. Just got my main power lead. I'm having the battery in the stock position. I've messed around with batteries in the boot too many times, they just shit me. So battery will be in the stock position, one power lead going in, and then there will be a loom coming out from the firewall that just services the engine and wiper, and that's it. Through the back, it'll just run through the back, and oh, sorry if I'm spinning you guys out. And then I've got it up under the guard here. So from, you won't see it, well, you shouldn't see it, but yeah, because usually it just runs along here, looks really shit. So, and the fuel sender, that just bloody drapes across here and goes through this hole, so fuel sender will be rerouted. But yeah, so the basics are done. But so in order to do the rest of the wiring, I really need the gauges, which I've got, but I'm going to change them all. So I'm going to have a GPS speedo. That just simplifies everything. Remember, I also want to save weight, so GPS speedo just makes sense. I'll have the factory gauges that go across the top here, but I'm going to put other gauges in there. Not sure how I'm going to do it. I haven't bought the gauges yet, so basically all the dash loom will have to wait until I get all that sorted, which isn't that hard because it's only really in the dash area. So and all this dash has got to come out because I want to make custom parts for it. So it'll be the same architecture, but just different materials. The heater I've got to connect. I'm also going to put the washer bottle up under the dash there. It's not going to have a glove box, so no dramas there. Still undecided whether I'll keep the ignition key for old time's sake. I don't know, but we'll see. So that's all I'm going to do for the wiring at the moment. I've got the basic harness laid out. I'm going to pack all this shit up. It'll probably never come out again. And because the last thing I want to do with the wiring harness is build it and then realize I've forgotten something and then add on and add on and add on. That'll shit me to tears. So what I'm going to do is keep the basic rope harness in the car for a while, do what I need to do with the dash, which is modify it, get all that built, get the gauges that I'm going to use in it. I know there's lots of custom manufacturers. I haven't really looked into it. I might just do my own thing, I don't know. And then build the harness once I've got everything. That's the plan. I mean, I sort of really need the engine in too, or the engine dummied up so I can get the right lengths. So there'll be a lot of, the harness won't be finished until the car's on its wheel and I can dummy up the engine and whatnot, which, that's okay. As long as the bulk of it's done, and I have the bulk of it all mocked up now, so yeah. Hopefully that'll work. As you can see, wiring loom's been put on hold while I sort the dash out. Got a lot of work to do on the dash. I want to make a lot of custom stuff for it. But like I said before, maintaining the stock architecture. So this is going to take a while. I'll give you a quick walk around what I'm up to. So for starters, this is the original dash, cluster, surround, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, I've repaired this many years ago. It had holes in it, and I don't know if you can see that. I want to do a little bit better job on some of these repairs. Where's this one? Just there somewhere. Yep. It's also had a crack here, which I repaired it behind, but I can still see it. There's also another where somebody's drilled a hole there and I repaired it as best I could, but that was like, probably 15-20 years ago. This was all covered in vinyl, padded vinyl, because it was a Fairmont. The 500s were just steel, so I've removed all of that, and it came off pretty easily and didn't tear or anything. So I've still got all that and it's in good nick. What I'm going to do with this bit is I'm going to remove it from this frame that goes all the way along. That frame I'm going to remake in aluminium. That's the plan. Just for a little bit of weight saving and, you know, sort of crash protection as well, because some of this stuff, you don't want to be hitting it. Like, look at this. You don't want to be hitting it in an accident because it'll just spear straight through you. So, and this part, I'm actually going to delete the glove box and make this part out of carbon fiber. So I'm going to remove these spot welds and make this part out of carbon fiber. We'll see how that goes. I'm just going to sort of tack this, I'll strip this glove box right down. I'm just going to, glove box lid, I'm going to tack this in and then bog around it, bog around the edges, just roughly, get it nice and smooth. So I got the right shape for the carbon, because it's just going to be one smooth piece of carbon. The crash pads, I think this was the original one. It's badly cracked, as you can see. Then at some time I've got my hands on a better one, although I have painted it, but again, that was many years ago. So it's got this sort of crack developing along here. It's also got this bit here that doesn't like to fit in, it's sort of raised. So what I'm going to do is mess around with this badly cracked one, because I want to cover it in what I don't know. I was going to go with some of that Alcantara, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like a suede type look. That's really right in fashion at the moment and used in all the high-end cars and lots of customs and stuff like that. But I really don't want to go that way because it's everywhere now. So I'm looking at alternatives. I've just been messing with, I cut these strips out of an old leather lounge I got sitting outside. It's been sitting outside forever. So I don't know, I'm messing around. I wanted something with a bit of texture, but I don't know. That's got that suede-like look, but I'm still looking for alternatives. Maybe I'll do it in velour, crushed velour. Just joking. I've done that before, back in the 80s. Never again. Other stuff I'm doing, I've managed to pull these vents apart. I want to, they do come apart. You just got to be very careful, especially with these little nibs where they clip in. I want to clean those right up and give them a good polish of some sort. Bring them up like brand new, like a plastic polish or something like that. So I'm not going to paint them. They'll look terrible. Well, they'll probably look good for about a year and then look shitty. All these brackets that came off the dash surround, going to remake those in aluminium. Remembering, weight saving is the name of the game. So aluminium again, and this side cover that goes around the dash that sits near the door there, sort of goes around here. That'll be carbon. So, going to take a while. I've got a rough plan in my head what I'm going to do, but yeah, I know there's guys out there that restore these things and they do fantastic work, but I can't imagine it's cheap. I don't know how time consuming all this stuff is, and as before, I want to do as much, if not everything, for this car as I can. So, and I don't want to spend $1 million on it. I want to get a good job with materials that I can work with and that aren't going to cost a fortune. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. It'll take a while, but there you have it. Alright guys, I'll leave that vid here. Thanks for watching, and again, thanks for all the comments and everything. If you've made it this far through the vid, you're a better man than me. There's a fair bit of waffle in that, but yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the kind words and the comments and everything. It was really great. And I mean, I just do this in my garage. I'm only making the videos with my phone and editing with my phone, nothing fancy. So, you know, if any of you guys have got some cool projects, do it. You know, it's amateur hour. So, yeah, get on it. And yeah, the way it sort of blew up just goes to show the YouTube algorithm, you know, and like I said, I don't monetize this. I'm not in it for the money, and plus you've got to get like 50,000 views a video just to even get a few dollars. So to me it's not worth it. I won't put you through the ads. So because I know I hate the ads in YouTube, they're getting hectic. So yeah, thanks again. And just about the YouTube algorithm, I'll leave it to Superfast Matt. If you haven't seen his work on his channel, it's pretty good. A lot of offbeat stuff, great engineering, and again, he just does it in his garage, and he's got a real dry sense of humour. So I'll leave it to him, what he says, and yeah, see you later. Bathurst is on, so that's what I'm about to go and watch now. So thanks a lot, guys.
It used to be that you had to impress people to get people to watch your show. Now you just have to impress the algorithm. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. All hail the algorithm.